Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ryse Pro Wrestling on this historic evening for the 7th anniversary spectacular. Ryse Pro Wrestling caps off 2023 in the biggest way possible. All the chips are on the line tonight. My name's Giovanni, being joined by the esteemed Ty Cross. And Ty, we have the biggest night on the Ryse calendar in front of us.
I'm sitting down to start the show, but I got a good feeling, Jim, that I'm going to be on my feet all night tonight. This is going to be one of the best wrestling extravaganzas in the history of this company.
The culmination of many rivalries will be at the forefront here tonight.
Starting right here, Jim.
And one of those, as you just said, Jason Hendrix and Tad Jarvis. Ty Cross, Jason Hendrix is a student of the Stronghold Academy. We saw throughout this year the
Here we go, Jim. We're underway. Sorry to cut you off, but there was no waiting around for Tad.
The Stronghold had band together against the great success. It was Jason Hendrix that stabbed Jarvis in the back at the Ryse Rumble. And you know what they say about payback? Payback is hell, and hell has come here in the form of Tad Jarvis. Jarvis looking to extract revenge against the poster boy. And Tad, Jarvis is rolling.
Tad just has to make sure he stays under control, doesn't lose control of himself here, lose sight of what's important. You want to get this victory right now. This is your chance to capitalize.
And it could be a short night for the poster boy. Oh,
there
man.
You see Tad got overzealous there, set up that spear, but telegraphed it a little bit too long.
And that is why you cannot be over-aggressive as Jarvis dropped high on the back of his neck. You know, since we have seen Jason Hendrix align himself with the Great Success faction, we have seen a bona fide mean streak from Hendrix. Hendrix is more aggressive and more vicious than we've ever seen him.
And he definitely took a beating early, but used the motivation, used that near hatred that Tad has built up for Hendrix over this last few months to his advantage.
And we saw that Jarvis got over emotional, and that has caused the tilt of the tide here. Ty Cross, if you can, how important is it to keep your emotions in check inside that squared circle?
It's one of the most important facets of wrestling, but also one of the hardest to maintain. When you are in there in essentially a blood feud, you've been beaten down, torn to pieces, almost had your career ended by these guys. All you want is to get your hands on them. But like we said, keeping your emotions in check and sticking to your game plan is so important when you're in with someone as dangerous of an athlete as Hendrix is.
And the poster boy in firm control right now. And this is very, very wise wrestling, because what Hendrix is doing is grounding the momentum of Tad Jarvis and controlling the pace of this matchup.
And that chin lock, Jim, is in pretty deep. Jarvis smart to try to work out of it as quick as he can.
Trying to extricate himself here. Can the social media icon try to get some momentum together? Hendrix avoids the contact, and beautiful swinging neck breaker finds two.
One thing you can say about all these Stronghold Academy students that graduate and find themselves and find their own personalities in this business is they execute maneuvers so well, learning from a teacher like Brandon Kay. You saw it right there with that neck breaker. Picture perfect execution. And that's what's scary, is when you have someone with a fractured mind like Hendrix who can execute so well in the ring. It is a very formidable force indeed.
There's no doubt about it, Ty Cross. the future of Ryse Wrestling looks very, very bright. But the Great Success want all of the spotlight on themselves. And on Ryse's biggest night of 2023, you know that stable, the Great Success, want their night to get started off with a victory and continue that momentum throughout the course of this evening. Jarvis hit the post very, very hard. And as tough as Jarvis is, he may be on borrowed time right now. He racked off that ring post. Solid steel met the cranium of Tad Jarvis.
I've learned never to count Tad Jarvis out of a matchup, though. It's looking bad right now, but you got to think if Tad's got anything left in the tank, he's going to use all he's got, but he's in a bad way right now.
And the poster boy really pouring on the offense, grinning like a Cheshire cat. And that is the prime arrogance of Jason Hendrix. He's very, very good, and he knows it.
Well, and that's the MO of the entire Great Success. They are very, very good, young talent, and they know it.
And to your point earlier, Ty, that toughness of Tad Jarvis, an act of defiance, kicking out at just one.
Tad Jarvis's career to this point can be pinpointed with the phrase act of defiance. He does not let anything keep him down. He has fought through so much. The beatings, he keeps coming back. It's impressive. But Jason Hendrix came out here with a game plan and is executing it as perfectly as I've ever seen.
And we're going to test the tenacity of Tad Jarvis right here. Can the veteran, the U.S. Army veteran, fight his way out? And he can. Jarvis is firing on all cylinders now. Hendrix under. Very wise wrestling, chops the leg out. Hendrix lowered the boom right there.
That elbow looked like it caught flush right against the lower back of the head, right in that medulla area. Very surprised that there was a kick out there. I thought maybe that could have been a knockout blow.
That shows you how determined Jarvis is to exact some revenge on Jason Hendrix and the Great Success as a whole. And the arrogance just oozing off of Jason Hendrix. Kidney shot, nasty. And that's what I'm talking about. You can confirm this, Ty Cross. The Great Success are a nasty, nasty bunch of individuals.
Absolutely, but Jarvis now trying to build some momentum back going his way. See right there, the game plan executed. Jason Hendrix had it scouted. Sorry, Jim. Had that maneuver scouted for sure.
These two know each other very, very well. As we said, both Hendrix and Jarvis trained together in the Stronghold Academy, but they certainly have taken very different roads to the 7th anniversary spectacular.
These two men for a long time, too, were very close. They fought on the same side. They were friends. It was Hendrix that defected, and you got to wonder how long was that plan in place? Wow! We might be back to square one here. Because this was like a tie ball game, Jim.
We are at a virtual stalemate. Both men on the canvas. Referee Nick Brown putting down the count. The first man to their feet will certainly have a definitive advantage in the conclusion of this contest.
That kick looked toe to temple. And here comes Jarvis.
And the social media icon. He's ready to go.
Big spear connects. No!
And could that have been the best shot that Jarvis had?
I think it was, and that's the problem.
What else does Jarvis have in the tank?
Looks like he's gonna go for that spear again. Oh, wait a second, wheelbarrow.
Hendrix had it scouted, as does Jarvis.
Wow!
Man, right on the button, pinpoint precision, lateral press.
No!
No! On an evening that will forge the next chapter in Ryse history, we have a highly competitive opening contest.
This match is the definition, Jim, of leaving it all out there.
Hendrix hooks him up. Jarvis counters, swing and a miss by Hendrix. Jarvis hits the Bulldog. Game over. Jason Hendrix stabbed Tad Jarvis in the back some 5 months ago, and it may have taken those 5 months, but finally, Tad Jarvis has a measure of revenge against the poster boy. She is the queen bee of Ryse Wrestling, Laura Loveless, who just last month defeated the debuting Kenzie James. After that victory, Laura Loveless put the gauntlet down. She said any woman that wants to compete at Ryse, they could meet her in that very ring right there. Women's wrestling may be reaching a peak here at Ryse. We may not be able to say, yo, Adrian, but we're gonna say, yo, Gina Marie. She is an Italian stallion in her own right. She is an Italian stallion in her own right. Gina Marie, in her rookie year of wrestling, is already one of the highest touted prospects in the entire country. Gina Marie has spent the past year training in NXT in Florida. She is back here in her home turf of Pittsburgh. And what a display we have this evening.
When your building blocks are forged in a company as decorated and training as NXT, you got to think the sky's the limit for a competitor like Gina Marie.
The brightest minds in the business saw Gina Marie take her first footsteps in a wrestling ring in Orlando, Florida. Names like Matt Bloom, like Norman Smiley, have seen the potential of Gina Marie. And already Marie is one step ahead of Laura Loveless. Of course, we know the Siren will not hesitate to take a shortcut. Takes her down to the canvas, shoulders down. Referee Rosie Jones right there to check those shoulders. Gina Marie works her way back up to a vertical base. Laura gonna try to use her height advantage for added leverage and does so, gets her back down to the canvas.
Good grappling to start this matchup off is always great to see. Laura Loveless, a veteran of many years. Gina Marie, coming from an excellent background, starting out in NXT. It's really interesting to see kind of not a clash of styles, but there you go, a clash of educations and backgrounds.
Gina Marie has an extensive athletic background. She has a several years of gymnastics under her belt. So she is very agile, very fluid inside those ring ropes, but there is no substitute for experience. And Laura Loveless, about a 7 or 8 year pro. But look at Gina Marie.
I'll tell you what, Jim, that maneuver looked like a little bit of a substitute for experience. That was very, very impressive.
Innovative offense from the rookie sensation, Gina Marie.
Now, there's experience for you right there. Using the middle rope as a weapon and going straight for the ground and pound. The devious veteran Laura Loveless teaching the rookie something here.
Laura showing that veteran presence, really trying to rough up Gina Marie. When you rough up a rookie, you test how they're going to react.
And that's what we're seeing here.
Laura drops that leg, hooks down through. Again, referee Rosie finding two. Important to note here, Ty, last month when Laura Loveless defeated Kenzie James, referee Rosie Jones was the referee. That was the very first all-female matchup in Ryse history.
That's very impressive.
Making history each and every month here in Ryse Pro Wrestling.
And it's great to see women's wrestling is on such a rise, no pun intended, all over the great wrestling community. And we're seeing some great wrestling here. Beautiful drop kick right to the middle of the back. That can cause a whiplash effect that can really affect you in the long term in this matchup. Gina Marie's got to make sure that she can keep her head on.
We are seeing the nasty nature of Laura Loveless. Going to really test the tenacity of the rookie sensation, Gina Marie. Up and over here, shoulders down. Laura escapes. Front chantry, very wise wrestling from Gina Marie, able to try to control the posture of Laura, but Laura again showing that veteran presence, working her way out.
And I don't want to discount Laura Loveless as an athlete. She has been a great athlete in this business for a while now, but Gina Marie just brings with like you said, gymnastic background, just brings something different to the table, whereas where you get that interesting clash of styles.
Oh, man.
Right to the middle of the chest.
Racking the sternum. That'll drive all of the air out of the lungs. And that's what I'm telling you, man. Laura Loveless.
Loveless wide on the kick. Took her eye off the ball there.
The nasty nature of Laura.
Big forearm.
Gina trying to rally here. Big takedown.
There's the kip up, and here we're gonna see Gina Marie looking to put the exclamation point.
We could be moments away from a career-defining victory.
That elbow right in the lumbar of the back of Laura Loveless probably made that kick out excruciating.
Think about it here, Ty. A victory for Gina could solidify her spot in Ryse Wrestling in 2024 as she just launched Laura across the ring.
Great power maneuver there. She needs to stay on Loveless now, go for the kill. That sleeper looks like it's in deep.
Grapevining the legs here. The body lock, added pressure.
Oh, that was nails to the eyes. Back stunner.
Bottom dropped out. Gina Marie paid for that one.
And the boot to follow.
And that'll do it. A tremendous effort to Gina Marie. but the pedestal of Ryse belongs to Laura Loveless. Matchmaker Chris LaRusso being summoned to the ring by the Siren.
I don't need your admiration, thank you. She was all right. I'll give her that. Hell, she was maybe even a little good. But she wasn't good enough. I told you what I wanted. I want the women's division. And it's about me!
That seemed a little aggressive.
First of all, let's give it up for Gina Marie. I think that's only her third match on the independent. She did a fantastic job. She goes out and takes care of her. Laura, look, what you said last month, I actually agree with all of it. Women's wrestling has been neglected in Ryse for far, far, far too long, and you brought that to my attention for that. I actually thank you. Because in 2024, women's wrestling is going to be a priority for Ryse. We are already talking to talent, not only from the area, but from all over the country. We're starting to get dates lined up for people. But Laura, these things take time. They take time. Yeah, yes.
Hello!
And I thought the mic to the chest was aggressive.
Chris LaRusso may wake up in 2024. Laura Loveless just slapped the hell out of the matchmaker. I don't know how wise that was.
You want talent? You want the best in the world? In January, you got Allie Ketch.
Whoa! Allie Ketch back to Ryse.
GCW superstar and one of the premier women's athletes in the entire world, Allie Ketch, is coming to Ryse. Rivalries have continued to boil throughout this evening. And the last time we saw Dawgnation in this building, it was last month for the second annual Tag Team Invitational. Dawgnation and the Runway respectively cost each other their first round matches. And you know that intense rivalry is going to spill over here in this wild four-way scramble.
I just appreciate the Dawgnation dressed for the occasion.
Make no mistake about it, Sage Matthews, Alan Clayball have continued to put their stamp throughout the Pittsburgh scene. And if they win tonight, they put themselves in line for a shot at those tag team championships. Making their return to Ryse Pro Wrestling, the upstarts out of Cleveland, Ohio, from the AIW promotion in Cleveland, Calvin G. Lewis and Malcolm Cambridge, former Ryse Tag Team Champions, really need to put themselves back in contention, and they can do that this evening. let's not forget, members only did defend those tag belts internationally when they were the champions.
Here come my buddies.
Some day one Ryse talent that have grown as this promotion has grown. Former Ryse Grand Champion, the Iceman, Tony Johnson. And of course, Keith Haught. They are no stranger to tag competition because they are a former Ryse Tag Team Champion as well. Both Keith and Tony Johnson could really cement their careers as a tag team going forward here if they can obtain this #1 contendership.
And there is a lot of talent in that team. Former grand champion. But here we go. PWI named them the 100th greatest tag team in the world today. That is a huge feat and a huge honor for this team that calls Ryse Wrestling their home.
Happy birthday to Mr. Design, Tyler Klein. And as you said, the Runway finally getting the credit that they deserve as one of the best tag teams in the whole damn world. And a way to add to that resume is to reobtain the tag team championships that they held in 2022. The Runway look to be ready to roll here at the 7th anniversary spectacular.
Every member of this matchup, except for Dawgnation, is a former champion in Ryse Wrestling. So Dawgnation is definitely going to have a hill to climb. I would consider them the underdogs here. I think I got to give the nod maybe to the Runway. You're looking at two teams, members only in the Runway, that are former Ryse Tag Team Champions. So that's almost a toss-up. Keith Haught, a former tag team champion, but not with Tony Johnson. But Tony Johnson, a former Ryse Grand Champion. There's a lot of moving parts in this matchup. It's real tough to pick a favorite.
Huge championship pedigree throughout this matchup. As you said, Dawgnation dressed for the occasion here in December 9th of 2023. Thank you for joining us. Sage Matthews has something to say. That did happen, Ty Cross. You saw it as well via our media channels. Now, Ty, I know part of your career you were more of a cat person, but are you a dog guy as well?
I do have a dog. I have 5 cats to 1 dog, if that gives you any idea to the balance, but I am a dog guy as well.
Yeah, I'm a dog guy. I had Bubber, then we had Bubber 2, and now we have Hank.
Well, there you go. I got a Sammy, but then my cats are Belle, Buster, Maddie, Maybe, and Mina. Shout out to our fur kids.
How are your actual kids? Are you ready for Christmas?
They're doing great. Santa's shopping. Oh, here we go!
Here we go. You can't trust Dawgnation. And we knew it would be a wild matchup. It's starting already. Christmas chaos at the 7th anniversary spectacular.
Dawgnation and members only getting 10 early Christmas presents each.
Now, I have a communications degree. I'm not very good in math, but I think we just saw 40 punches thrown in that ring right there.
I do agree with you there.
We've got action in the ring, action out of the ring.
And believe it or not, for as much as I stumble over my own words, I have a communications degree as well.
That's a 1 count in the ring. There's chaos around here, brother. Keith Haught, they are going to work against members only on the outside.
But you see the Runway in the ring working over Dawgnation right now. That's that experience, that championship experience, trying to get the win. Ignore the chaos, go for the victory here.
You make a great point. You have to be the legal man to win the matchup. Tilt-a-whirl satellite head scissors from the fashionista of professional wrestling. Big collision in the corner.
And to show you how much Calvin Couture has grown, I don't even think Calvin was doing that move when I was wrestling him. Running rear shots right to the solar plexus.
The punishing posterior of Mr. Design going to work here.
That face is stinky!
You were very excited about that, Ty Cross.
You never get to see a good stink face in wrestling anymore.
Look out here, Clay Ball, and there's the nasty streak of Dawgnation. Sage Matthews trips up Tyler Klein, and Alan Clayball weighing down the punishment.
Dawgnation very good at reminding you that they're called Dawgnation.
Well, they're very proud of themselves, very brash.
It's a good name. I would shout it too if I came up with it.
Very egotistical, but also very, very talented.
I came up with something stupid like System Elite. Dawgnation's actually cool.
And Sage Matthews is a young man that really is just on the cusp of realizing just how good he can be. A lot of the same can be said for Alan Clayball as well.
You gotta wonder if Tyler Klein takes a personal offense to the fashion choices of Dawgnation.
Mr. Design is going to work here, but this shows you how fiercely competitive the rivalry between these two teams have been. As we said, Dawgnation ruined the chances of the Runway by interfering in the second annual Ryse Tag Team Invitational. And of course, then the Runway returned the favor. They made sure that Dawgnation did not advance to the second round. But you can't let the personal animosity cloud the overall goal of winning the #1 contendership.
I don't even think that shot to the head was in the boot. I think he went straight to the shin bone. Punishing.
And it's important to note, Ty, that the winner of this matchup will face either Money Shot or the Rad Boys, depending on who walks out of this building tonight as the Ryse Tag Team Champions.
How can't you be excited about tag team wrestling in Ryse? I mean, look at this. We have 6 tag teams fighting in this event tonight, all for a chance or to be the tag team champions of this company.
Man, Matthews, he is seeing stars. He doesn't know if he's at the Dog Pound, Uniontown, or anywhere else. Had enough wherewithal to make the tag. Clayball cheap shots Calvin. As I said, this personal rivalry is very, very heated.
Now Klein can tag out to anyone. With no partner, Klein goes to Tony Johnson.
Pin here, shoulders down. Iceman looking for make a short work here. Malcolm Cambridge is on Dream Street early on. The Iceman hangs on, elevated European uppercut.
And it's Bearcat time.
twisting backbreaker, extra torque for extra impact.
Wow!
Keith, a sign of a true professional. They hooked the leg that time, but Malcolm was able to escape. Keith using their lower center of gravity to get the suplex and the cannonball. They squashed Malcolm Cambridge that time. Cambridge showing a lot of resiliency, able to kick out there. Cambridge showing why he is a former Ryse Tag Team Champion with Calvin G. Lewis, who is begging for a tag on the outside.
Veteran maneuver right there, going right to the knee.
Yeah, it may not be ethical, but it's effective. Malcolm Cambridge and Calvin G. Lewis are not here just to have a spot on the card. They know that they are more than just an opening act. They know they have the talent to be one of the top tag teams anywhere, and they want to get back those Ryse tag team titles. It's that simple.
That's the great thing about where tag wrestling is right now in Ryse, and you can see Cambridge using the ropes to really torque on that knee. Oh, now we got some brawling on the outside.
And referee Brad McGowan, I mean,
This is a tough task.
Yeah, he's trying to keep track of all these bodies out here. It's, as you said, it's not easy. And right now, the Bearcat finds themselves flat on the canvas in the center of the ring. Not a good spot to be.
Keith and Tony both pushing their 14th year in this business.
And on one hand, that's a lot of experience. On the other hand, that's a lot of miles and a lot of toll taken on the body.
And not to say anything against Keith, because I believe they know just as well as I do, Keith has a frame that does not bode well to carry that kind of body for that long. Keith is very dense, built like, I always said Keith is built like a dying sun. Just the density, the center of mass. So you know those knees for 15 years have been carrying a lot of that pressure, a lot of that weight. It's a huge advantage in the wrestling ring, but for this much time, I mean, Keith is, it's a great target. I'll just say that, a great target for members only to go after, but wow, the athleticism is still there.
Desperation maneuver. Keith took a chance. They know that they must get to the Iceman, who just got decked off the apron. Now, to your point, Ty Cross, you can tag anyone, but it bodes well for you to tag your partner so that your team can be in position to win the matchup.
Wait, we had a legal tag there.
Calvin Couture is on fire. And we've got a Pier 6 brawl at the 7th anniversary spectacular. Hey Ty, who's legal?
You know, I can't remember. I was just thinking about something else. Wrestling related, don't worry. Wait a second, what are we seeing here? Whoa!
Ty
8
Cross.
cheeks to the chest!
Some things illustrate themselves, but I believe you called that as well as possibly could be done.
8 cheeks to the chest is now what I'm calling that maneuver. And this is awesome, chant, from this crowd here in Uniontown. You gotta love it. Oh, wait a second.
Look out here, Dawgnation from the other side. Tyler Quine hits the floor very, very hard. Calvin, man, he got
Cross
hit
chop
right
to
in the throat. And there's
Wait a
those
second.
brass knuckles again. Again, Dawgnation. They stole another win. Dawgnation with the brass knucks steal it one more time, and this time they steal a shot at the Tag Team Championships. The Rad Boys went through 3 matches in one night to win the 2nd annual Ryse Tag Team Invitational just last month. They defeated the Outrunners on their way to defeating Money Shot in the finals to capture those trophies. And tonight it is all at stake, all on the line. The rivalry between Money Shot and the Rad Boys is 1-1-1. The finale of this rivalry will be finished with everything at stake. The Ryse Tag Team Championships. At the beginning of this calendar year, Elijah Dean and Zach Nystrom quite literally burst through the door of Ryse Wrestling and forced their way into the championship conversation for nearly the entire calendar year of 2023. Money Shot have been the Ryse Tag Team Champions. No one has been able to knock off Money Shot from that mountain, but last month the Rad Boys proved they can do it. The question now is, can the Rad Boys do it one more time with everything on the line? We're gonna find that out.
You want to talk about atmosphere, Jim? You can feel it. You can feel it. It's thick in the room right now, hanging heavy. Like you said, 1-1-1.
Referee Nick Brown assigned this contest, to your point, Ty Cross, 2 pure thoroughbreds like Elijah Dean and Zach Nystrom. They have every tangible attribute that you can measure. Size, speed, agility, power, technique, they have it all.
Intellect.
However, the Rad Boys have an undying heart, an undying resiliency, and you can't measure what the Rad Boys bring to the table. We are gonna find out who wins those championships with the biggest pressure, perhaps the biggest tag team matchup in Ryse's 7-year history. Money Shot against the Rad Boys.
And for a team who had a down year in 2023, coming so close so many times, One night, one moment can turn everything around, and this could be that moment for the Rad Boyz. And I will say, I say at every event, night in, night out, I cannot think of a team or a competitor that has carried a championship for this company as well as Money Shot has.
Elijah Dean, the man dime, using his power to back Braden Elliott up into the corner. And again, we know that. We know that Money Shot have the size, speed, agility, power, all the advantages. But again, you cannot measure the tenacity that the Rad Boyz bring to the table. And again, the man dime just going to manhandle Braden Elliott. Some mind games here early on. Up and over goes Elliott. Deep arm drag. One more time. And if there is any chink in the armor of Money Shot, it may be that attitude. They may be just a little bit too cocky, just a little bit too confident on this night.
But it hasn't bit him yet.
And look at the tag team continuity early on from the Rad Boyz. Zach Nystrom checks into the matchup. And Jake Wiley does not want to exchange strikes with Zach Nystrom. Nystrom using that height advantage for added leverage. Nystrom is a pure natural inside the ring ropes. Wise strategy from the Rad Boyz to try to stick and move.
And what's so impressive about Nystrom is you look at the build, the physique of Elijah Dean, and Nystrom's the powerhouse.
Zach Nystrom reminds me a lot of a very young Barry Windham. Not just in the frame, but in the instincts and the natural poise he has for this industry.
But the Rad Boyz remind you a lot of the Rockers, except I think they can actually get it done here.
Look out! Very precarious position!
Oh, wow!
And that is just physical domination from Money Shot.
And incredible intelligence.
And
to see what was coming, to know what was coming, and then to use one opponent to attack the other is so impressive. And to do that as a tandem, unbelievable, Jim.
My apologies, Todd.
You're good.
Braden Elliott was racked off of one of those columns here in this building, and he's on the floor. He's not moving from what I can see, and that could put Jake Wiley in a very steep disadvantage.
There's a chance this matchup could end 2-on-1.
Braden Elliott now just trying to stir on the floor, not even up on the apron in his corner yet. Quick snap suplex from Nystrom. Not going to get it done with that arrogant cover, though.
If I'm Money Shot, I'm trying to go for power moves, big power moves, and quick covers. Try to end this thing as quick and as early as possible. I know you want to gloat, and I know you want to showboat, but big power moves when they connect, follow up quick with covers. That would be my strategy here going into this.
Notice how when Money Shot transitions from maneuver to maneuver, one way or another, they're preventing Jake Wiley from getting anywhere near Braden Elliott. Isolating an opponent is tag team wrestling 101. And you being a former Ryse tag team champion yourself, Ty, I don't have to tell you that.
Thank you. But it's true, and the people need to hear it. This is textbook. You cut the ring, and now wait a second, now Wiley fighting back.
Signature Money Shot offense. Elliott escapes, but again, I'm going to point it out that he has found himself in the wrong part of town. Jake Wiley is in the absolute worst spot because he is having this ring cut in half, and he's on an island right now. Elliott is aching to make that tag
But Aching is right. Is Elliott 100% right now after taking that shot spine first into the column? What kind of aches and pains are going on? I mean, you got to think, even if Elliott gets in the ring, is he going to have enough?
Nystrom has Jake Wiley twisted up like a pretzel, stretching that intercostal cartilage. And again, now crimping and contorting the neck as well. Nystrom latches onto the waist lock, standing switch from Wiley.
Chin checker.
And could this be a reprieve for Jake Wiley?
That drop kick connects. And that gets Nystrom down and almost out of the ring.
Braden is screaming for attack.
Smart work right there.
And look at Elijah D. Puts Jake Wiley back in the money shot corner, and the mountain gets that much higher.
Money Shot knows they took that loss a month ago, so they know exactly what to do and what not to do. One thing, it's the Saiyan mentality. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. They probably learned so much from that loss just a month ago to turn around and have to wrestle this team again. You know the game plan is as on point as it's ever been.
Absolutely. Ty Cross, being a former Ryse tag team champion, what are the things that both of these teams have learned throughout their rivalry? How do you adapt throughout a series of matchups for your opponents?
When you're wrestling another team for not the second, not the third, wow!
If you need a copy of Nystrom's fingerprints, check the torso of Jake Wiley.
Wow. As I was saying, when you're wrestling a team, here we go. Wiley's fighting back. That was insane.
Elevated DDT. Can he make the tag?
I'm gonna get this point in quick, Jim. When you're wrestling a team for the fourth time, you don't go to plan A or plan B. You plan for plan C and D against your opponent.
How far into the playbook, how deep will the Rad Boys have to go? And a rare time where Money Shot is on their heels. Look out! A highlight reel moment at the 7th anniversary spectacular.
I hope we have a fire extinguisher because that man is on fire right now. And this is what I'm talking about. When you're in the ring with someone that you've wrestled 4 times in a calendar year, you think to yourself, I can't just plan for what they're gonna do. I have to plan for what they think I think they'll do and then counter that plan.
High-level stuff here in the tag team division.
It is the definition of chess, not checkers right now with these two teams.
Could be some power and glory action.
Elbow connects big.
Nystrom hooks that leg. Braden in to make the save.
And now this is where a tag team contest would really break down. You see Nystrom smart, roll one opponent out of the ring. Because when things break down and all 4 competitors are down, that's when the ref loses control and mayhem breaks out.
Money Shot going for that pile driver. They've won those championships with that maneuver. But a rare misstep from Money Shot. Turnabout fair play right here.
Now, I was not here last month to see them in person, but I feel like this is the best the Rad Boys have looked in all of 2023. This is their best opportunity to cash in on the momentum
Can they do it? Can the Rad Boys be the team to unseat Money Shot for the tag team titles?
I gotta stand up, Jim. This is too much.
Hook that leg, young man!
No!
Inches away from new champions! What are the Rad Boys going to have to do to wrestle away the tag team titles? Wait a minute, Elijah Dean intercepts. Elijah Dean intercepts. Nystrom counters, the momentum tilting back and forth before our eyes.
That kick right to the wrist.
Oh
no!
Referee Nick Brown got wiped out. Matchmaker Chris LaRusso, and there's the cowbell.
Whoa!
Oh no, Nystrom tattoos with that cowbell.
This is pure chaos.
In comes Rosie Jones.
It was a great
Not
attempt.
like this.
But this
Not
is over,
like
Jim.
This. It took a damn cowbell. But Nystrom. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Ty Cross, what's going on here? Referee Nick Brown. What's the ruling here? The tag team championships hang in the balance.
Wait, we're still going.
Nick Brown restarted this matchup. Shoulders down.
Jim, this crowd is ready to explode.
Everyone in this building on edge. Who is going to walk out of here with the tag team titles? Pile driver. This crowd is reaching a fever pitch.
And let's give Nick Brown some credit. The dedication to take a shot like that and stay in there and say, no, we need to get to the conclusion.
Nystrom with the cowbell again, and this time Nick Brown intercepts.
Oh!
Turnabout fair play.
Oh my goodness!
In comes the double dare. And one for Nystrom. Cover. They got it. Nearly the entire duration of 2023 in the making. Finally, Braden Elliott and Jake Wiley can call themselves the Ryse Tag Team Champions.